Man, so this story time is about for when I was on a search for a car. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, I had a bang of cars, but on this particular time, I was looking for a car, and I have no cash on me or nothing like that, right? So I said, man, I need to go on a Saturday. That way, that so I got enough time to look at these different cars, go to different car lots or whatever. So I said, shoot, what can I do to try to look for a whole lot of different cars without driving all over the city? So I said, you know what? Southside definitely popped in my head, you know what I'm saying? So I said, let me go ahead and hit up the Southside. We're on this one street. It's like a mile of car lots, you know what I'm saying? And so I believe it was on 29th or something like that. Southeast 29th, Southwest 29th. It was something like that. I don't know. And so end up going out there or whatever. Went inside one of his car lots, and he probably had maybe like 15 to 20 cars or whatever. Went out there. Usually they be having it written on the windshield or whatever what the price is. So this one didn't have that on there. So I said, you know what? Let me go ahead and walk around the car, go to the other side. Because usually they put it on the driver's side with the Carfax, you know what I'm saying, information, whatever the case may be. May not be no Carfax on there. But, you know what I'm talking about. It'll say like the year of the car, how much it is, blah, blah, skip, whatever. So I didn't see it on the driver's side. So I said, let me go to the passenger side. Went to the passenger side, didn't see it. But by the time I did that, this short little dude started coming out, chubby dude. Looked like he just got done eating 4 chili dogs. And so he ended up coming out talking about, oh, yeah, can I help you? But it was kind of like, you know what I'm saying, like aggressive, low-key. And I like, yeah, man, I'm just trying to look at for the price of the car, you know what I'm saying, because I like it. It's kind of cool. And then he was like, you got money? You got money? Almost like, okay, man. For one, I didn't have no money. But the thing is, I was looking for a car. I wanted to test drive the car, you know what I'm saying? Because if the car was cool, you know what I'm saying, I had an idea of what I wanted for the car, you know what I'm saying, then I would have stacked up and said, all right, boom, you know what I'm saying, this is the car I want. Or if I would have went to the car, lot or whatever and saw something else that I wasn't thinking of, I said, hey, man, you know what I'm saying, although this costs a lot more, I could end up saving and I could be able to come back and get it, you know what I'm saying, or do whatever I need to do to try to get it going. So as he kept on talking about the car and all this stuff, talking about, let me get the keys, let me get the keys or whatever. So as he was doing that, he wasted his time because I still was looking around the car and I noticed there was a whole lot of imperfections to it. And I noticed it was good and kind of raggedy. So I was like, dang, man, that's why they got that tint on there. So you can't really look on the inside, you know what I'm saying? And maybe he knew what was going on there. Somebody else did it before me. And he was like, man, you know what I'm saying, I got to play it out. I don't know. That just wouldn't seem like it came, it was going about. And then, so by the time he came out, I noticed they had like some scratches on there. I said to myself, you know what I'm saying? I'm not tripping because I'm used to flipping cars anyway, hooking them up, whatever the case may be. So that's small stuff I could fix. Then I noticed it was 2 flat tires. It wasn't all the way flat, but they wasn't up there either. So I was like, oh, shoot, man, shoot. I could imagine if he was to start this up, it's not driving right, you know what I'm saying? All this other stuff, probably got ripped up seats. I don't know. It was some dark windows, you know what I'm saying? So by the time he came back out there with the keys, which I never told him to go grab, I asked for the price. But anyway, so he came back with the keys, and then he was like, yeah, he's opened up the door and all that stuff, and was telling me to get in. I was like, oh, nah, man, I'm cool, man. I ain't, you know what I'm saying? I was just looking at it. And then so he was like, okay. And I was bothering him. And then so I saw another vehicle that was on the lot as he was in there, you know what I'm saying, digging around for the keys, because apparently they wasn't on the board like how they were supposed to, or wherever he keep up with the keys. So that's why I was like, all right, shoot. So I saw something else that was on the lot that caught my attention. I was like, man, I want to check out that car then. That's something that, you know what I'm saying, since he got the keys, let me go ahead and check this out. And if that was cool, we're going to test drive it, go from there, then see how much the price is or whatever. And so I ended up telling him, I said, yeah, man, let me go check out that car. I said, how much that go for? And then so he ended up telling me, and I said to myself, ain't no way in the world I'm paying that much. He talking about cash. Boy, please. But anyway, if I would have threw you $1,000, bro, you probably would have said, come back with another $300-400 and it's yours. Yeah, it was that low. But the thing is though, like, I think he was talking about like 6,000 or something like that. Talking about cash or something like that. Like, bro, please, I ain't doing all that stuff. So I said to myself, you know what? Let me just go ahead and check it out, because all these other car lots I've been looking at earlier today, I haven't been coming across this type of vehicle. So I want to check it out just in case, you know, if it's cool to go. You know what I'm saying? I mean, shit, why not? I'm here. So I end up checking it out. He went to go get the keys. I sat in there. I was like, oh, yeah, man, this is cool, man. I like it. Like, you know what I'm saying? It has sunroof and all that stuff. Of course, back in the day, and I'm still like that to this day, even though I don't be buying no cash cars or nothing like that. I want to hear what the music sound like. You know what I'm saying? And I get it. Like, that's not always the reason for why you want to buy a vehicle. You know what I'm saying? But I wanted to check it out, because if I'm paying for it, I want to make sure everything's good to go, or at least know what I'm buying. You know what I'm saying? So I tried to turn it on or whatever, and realized that it was just stalling out. And so he was like, oh, no. Like I ain't never started up a car before. No, you don't do that. So I said to myself, okay, so he trying to play it off like I'm the blame for why this car ain't starting up right. That's the thing. That's why I said, okay, so calm down. Just go ahead and get out the way. You know what I'm saying? So he ended up taking the keys. I ended up getting out the car. He ended up sitting down. The car really like went like that. Even though I said, okay, maybe that's why they flat. You up here hopping in and out of these cars and all that stuff. So I don't think that one was really flat though. But the way that he bounced in it though, it was like, my goodness. So he tried to start up. He was like, see, you gotta. Nah, you ain't gotta do all that stuff, bro. I'm not doing that just to be starting up no car. So he was like, hold on, I'll be right back. So he started speaking in a different language. He wasn't Hispanic. I don't know what he was, to be honest with you. But I know Spanish, and he wasn't speaking no Spanish. And so he ended up coming back or whatever. It must have been his nephew that came out there. His nephew looked like he probably was like maybe 10 years older than me or whatever. So they was coming out. He had these dirty ass glasses on. He kept on pushing them up like that. I said to myself, bro, you might as well take them off. You can't even see with them on, bro. They were so dirty. Like, I was like, okay, that's not why I'm here. I'm trying to be able to see what's going on with this. But I guess maybe his nephew fixed the cars, detailed them, or whatever the case may be. And he was more on the business side of selling. But anyway, they couldn't figure it out. So he said, you know what? I tell you what. Come back for this one. We'll get it good. We'll get it washed, and then we'll take it a test drive and everything like that. So I said to myself, okay, so are you basically saying that the car's not starting because it needs to be washed? Kind of lost there a little bit, bro. So I said to myself, you know what, TJ, just go ahead, just, you know, you're not buying the car. It's not like you bought the car and then you're having problems. So don't make it your problem, bro. You know, these are y'all ragged ass cars. You know what I'm saying? They ain't mine. You know what I'm saying? And so I saw another car that was on the lot. So I said, you know what I'm saying? Since I'm here, let me go ahead and, what about this car then? I said to myself, usually my favorite number 4. So I want to be able to at least do 4 different things or whatever. Or at least give you up to that time. Just so we could be able to, you know what I'm saying, give you some chances. Plus, you know, it was early in the day. I wouldn't do it anyway. And so, that's when I said, man, let me check out this car. So he went to go get the keys for that one. Tried to start that up. Battery dead. He up here popping over the hood. I said, so I said to myself, okay, this is becoming entertaining now, because you got a whole lot of raggedy cars up here, bro. What's going on? You know what I'm saying? Huh? You just like coming to work just to, you know what I'm saying? Nobody test drive these cars? And then he talking about, oh no, it was been really cold and it makes the battery. Okay, so if it's really cold and makes the battery and all that extra stuff, you think I'm gonna be buying it like that? He talking about, oh no, we just gotta swap batteries. So he ended up opening up another hood, you know what I'm saying, just to take that battery out. You know what I'm saying? I almost look like he was trying to fix his lips to have me to pop open the thing. First of all, I don't work here. All right? You need to get your nephew or whoever he is with the dirty glasses, have him come out here and help you out. Straight up. Because, actually, matter of fact, he did. He was like, can you pop over that hood? You know how to pop over that hood for that? I was like, hey, man, I don't know what I'm doing. Because I said to myself, I don't work here. I'm not doing all that. And then so that's when he ended up going off in there, getting all on there, popping up at the hood and all that stuff, getting back out, going around, trying to get some tools just to undo the battery, just to put that battery off in there. Did all that just for me not even driving. The reason why, you know why? You know why? Because I'm not doing all that stuff, bro. Now, I was trying to stop him before then, and that's why I said, you know what, TJ, don't feel too bad, bro, because they should have had all this stuff together. I actually did you a favor for the next time that somebody come over, you know what I'm saying, to try to test drive them cars. That way it could start. And you could know what's going on. You could do some, whatever it's called, a checklist of all your vehicles in here that you know there ain't nobody been driving. And you could be able to charge them up, bruh. Huh? If you're going to get over on somebody, you know what I'm saying, you got to do a little bit better than that. All right? Because if I was desperately needing a car, and I said to myself, you know what I'm saying, and maybe it got over on a few people. To say, oh, just a battery. Yeah, it is cold outside. It's a little chilly. Yeah, and I had a hat on. But the thing is, though, it wasn't that cold, bruh. And even with that being said, the car that I got, it still started up in the cold. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want a raggedy car to where it's due to the weather. Why? You know, it want to do what it want to do. You know, I can't explain it to my job by saying, you know what, I bought this one car and the salesman told me when it get cold like this, battery gonna be, you know, decide if you want to wake up or not. And then my job gonna like, okay, no, that's cool. Thank you so much for letting us know what's going on. If it wasn't for that, you know, we would have been going other ways. But since you told, they ain't gonna be doing all that stuff. You bring your behind to work, or you gonna have to be stand up in the unemployment line. Which I really don't know too many people that do that anymore. I don't even know if they got that, like the unemployment line like that no more. But I'm pretty sure they got unemployment stuff. But I don't know if you really got to stand in line like that since everything is like on computer now. But then again, you know, that has nothing to do with me. And I don't know, for some reason I always be getting off topic sometimes. But that's just my brain. You know what I'm saying? Either you gonna listen or you ain't. But anyway, long story short, I didn't buy that car. So I left that car lot, bro, and I was like, hey, nah, let me go ahead and go somewhere else. And then when I went somewhere else, you know what I'm saying, I ended up looking at the car, and it was a nice little BMW, and it started up and everything like that, but he wasn't trying to budge on that price, and I get it, though. But, you know, I said to myself, nah, I'm cool on that, bro. Can't get it. But I eventually found a car, though. It definitely wasn't on that street. But I found a car, and I came back, and I ended up buying one. So it was good to go for a little bit. Matter of fact, yeah, I ended up buying the Honda Accord there. It was a white Honda Accord. And not at that place, but at that place I was telling you about, I went somewhere else. But yeah, man, it was pretty cool, man. Like, it did what it did, although it did have like a couple of oil leaks. But I could deal with that, you know what I'm saying? You know, they may be upset or whoever I'm driving over to see, you know what I'm saying, or going to a company parking lot, and they were like, hey, man, you got all that damn oil in our parking lot, but you got to get some cat litter or something like that and get all that up, scrub that up, bro. You making us look bad. Or, you know, you just need to continue just parking in that spot instead of going to these different spots. Leaving spots. You know, we don't need you doing all that stuff. That's just what that was. But yeah, I definitely got that Honda from there. Not there, but you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, that's just what it was, man. And that's just my experience at one time that I was buying a car. How a car salesman tried to turn me into a mechanic, and it didn't work. So he'll be all right. But I know he was pissed when he walked back off in that thing, because they were still working on that car when I walked off. And I didn't see what I drove in because I parked down the street in a different parking lot. Cause I wasn't gonna just be weaving in and out of these different car lots like that. I just kept on walking. There was a lot of people walking over there anyway. And but yeah, it's just what it is, man. He was still working on that car. I said, man, you need to get help out. I'm sorry, I don't do no body shaming or nothing like that, man, but you need to do something, bro. Straight up, all right? So I actually helped improve or possibly improve their, business. Look into your inventory, see what you got, bruh. All right. What if I was a secret shopper or something like that and couldn't wait to, just, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? But long story short, I ain't getting nothing from there. So they'll be all right. And hopefully they learn their lesson.